it's been a little while, so I had to hop back on here. I've been busy, was on vacation and stuff. I haven't really been doing a whole lot of podcasting recently. So I said to myself today, I said, yo, I got a little bit of free time, so let me hop on there and let them know I'm still alive, still doing my thing. Um, I want to take a moment to just like thank everyone who's been supporting me. Um, Not a whole lot of people um, watch these, but to my viewers, I want to thank you. Fucking just started doing this not too long ago, a couple months ago, and it's been a trip. Being able to talk to certain people. I'm gonna be getting more people on. Like I said, I've been busy, so I've actually been talking to a couple people about getting them on. I decided to do it outside today because it was a nice day out. I figured, why not just do it outside? Um, Take the time to enjoy, the fresh air and the stuff around you. You know what I mean? Um, be in the moment, and that's kind of like what I wanted to base this episode off of. Anyways, is like the so there's this book called The Power Now that I know this gentleman who speaks very highly upon that book, and basically in the book it speaks about having your mind the same place as your feet, and what I mean by that is being in the moment, um, and being mindful that all there's only certain things you can do in certain scenarios in regards to like problems and situations that you're having. Thinking like on yesterday or tomorrow when it's a problem that can't be fixed because it's already either passed or it hasn't came yet. A lot of people spend a lot of time, you know, in tomorrow or in yesterday, but the fact of the matter is that all you really have is now, and when you be able to like be content with like your your in presence moment, then it will start to bring you a lot of realization that there's only so much one can do in a certain time frame. um, if that makes sense, because I know like a lot of things obviously can't be fixed in a day or a day's worth. Everyone wakes up with the same 24 hours as everybody else, so it matters what you decide to do in those hours to help you be content with what's actually going on in the moment. Especially like the people you're around. Like energy transfer, I believe wholeheartedly is a real thing. The people that you stick around, you'll it's like the saying, like if you hang around readers you're going to become the next reader, if you hang around rich people you're going to become the next rich person, so forth and so on. So like their energy reciprocates towards you, and I fully believe that it's a real thing. That's why I stopped talking to a lot of people. I do my own thing, and I have a high frequency energy in the first place. A lot of people notice it when I first come around. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I goof around a lot. Like I believe the reason why I do it is because like I never truly had like that traditional childhood. You know what I mean? So like when I was younger, like obviously I wasn't doing the brightest things as a child, and I never really enjoyed myself for like what it was. Like I was never in the moment. Like I was always, here, there, or the other place. I never really like took it for what it was. And now that I'm older, like I love having fun, right? Don't get me wrong, but when I'm doing something like this, or if it's in terms of my career or something like fighting or going to the gym, like I take it very seriously. A lot of people know me to be funny and like goof off and stuff like that, but when I'm having like a real intelligent conversation with somebody else, or if I'm talking about work or anything that has to do with my career, or say for example like this podcast or anything like that, like I take it very seriously because you have to know like the time and place, like, and that also ties into like being in the moment. Like there's a time and place for everything, you know. Like I can't be a clown 25/8, and I'm not really a clown that came off kind of walky, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because there's just certain stuff that you should know when and when not to do, um, especially if you're paying attention to like your where your feet are. Um, and what I mean by that is like your thinking and your mind is exactly where your feet are, like in the presence, not like in 5 hours from now, not 20 minutes ago. You know, you're in now. Like what is good for me now? Yo, this one's getting crazy. That's a dub. Yeah. So how about the weather, right? See, I I still like I love fucking around to be honest, but like I also am very serious. Speaking of the weather, I guess the the way that like this weather has been played out over this course of 2023 and the end of 2022, we're looking at some. I mean, not so. I live in Rhode Island, right now, um, and I go to Mass a lot, but like for like Florida, and I know Hawaii's about to get a hurricane. Um, it's gonna get real. Let me just leave it at that. I don't know. I'm a you know I'm a different type of individual. I don't know. I just I think about shit like that. Not that it really matters, just because it's not really gonna affect me. But like climate change and stuff like that. Anyways, see, like here I go, fucking in 6 months from now. It's probably not even gonna happen anytime soon. Um, anyways, yeah. So, like being in the present is like a concept that's very. I felt it was very hard for me to like obtain. It's something that you kind of have to work towards because like I was so stuck into like being in the past or what I'm gonna be 10 years from now or 5 years from now or how did my life get to where it is today and stuff like that. Like I never really took it for like what it is that like I'm here now and all I have to do is try to be better than I was yesterday. Do better, be better. Um, and like that's a good trait to have and it's also a bad trait to have, right? Because like there's times where I'm very very hard on myself and the people who I let be around me can always tell when I'm being too hard on myself, but I never see it that way. I always think like I can do better, I could be better, and there's always ways you can. I always go for like a drastic improvement where I know that over time, like I've taken baby steps to get to where I am, and for some reason, even now, I think that like I can skip certain steps, not like cheat it, but like just go harder and run up more steps if you know what I mean. Um, and that with like the only reason why I'm saying that, right, is because the reason why I believe I'm doing this is because I forget to be in the present. Like I try to achieve more than I probably can. Um, because I'm trying to think about stuff in the future. Like if I could hit this and hit this and hit this, then I can move on to this and this and this instead of just being like like you did good for today. Keep going, keep it moving. Um, so that's why like I decided to speak on it today because like I was talking to somebody recently who I had met at I met him at the gym and then I seen him like at work a little bit after that and we were pretty much just chopping it up. I'm probably gonna get him to come on here. He's very very genuine person, very caring, and it's crazy too because it's the strangers who support me the most compared to like people I've known for years. Um, people who I've known for years have seen me, change and grow and so I mean they also seen like the bad, they seen the good, the bad, the evil, they seen it all. Um, I honestly don't even really care about that because I don't really talk to a whole lot of people from my past, to be honest. Like, to keep it a buck, a lot of the friends that I have now, I created relationships with, like, after my brother died. People who were just on the same wavelength as me. Um, which is something that I think everyone should do. I'm not saying like just cut everybody off and find new friends. It's not like that, because especially like growing up the way that I grew up, like I have, I had. All right, this is about to get personal, right? But I believe I have abandonment issues from people leaving and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get too serious into it because like it's not. It doesn't need to be put out there to everybody. Like certain people know what I'm talking about, and um, that's what really matters. I guess like if you're a new viewer, then obviously you have no idea what I'm talking about. But like stuff that's happened in my past created like an abandonment issue. So it takes me a while for me to build a bond with you because I I think in my mind like, oh, I'm gonna go and build this bond with somebody and my time's gonna be wasted and they're just gonna leave. So like that's a problem that I have um, in terms of like creating new relationships because like I would never think about what's going on now. Like I'd never give this person a chance, and the reason why I even brought that up is because it ties into like those are past things. That has nothing to do with where I am today, where my mind is, where my feet are. It has to do with stuff in the past. Has nothing to do with who you are as a person, which is kind of cooked, right? But there's only so much I could do, and that's why I like most of my podcasts that I do. I feel that like if I speak on it, then I have to, because like today, like I'm a man of my word through action, right? I don't believe like, oh, I'm gonna go write you up this whole paragraph and then not mean a single fucking thing that I say. Excuse my French, but like it's honest. Like to me, I wholeheartedly believe like if I say something, then I have to act on it. What the fuck was that? All right. Oh, but yeah, I wholeheartedly believe like if I say something, then I have to act on it. I'm not gonna go out there and put on this whole facade of who I am. Um, and that's why like I have these people around me who actually cherish my friendship because first of all, I don't bullshit anybody, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck with everybody around me, and that's because I care about you as a person. Um, so I'm gonna tell you how it is, right? I was never pampered as a kid, so I'm not gonna pamper you, right? I don't think it's right to try and beat around the bush and say, oh, everything's gonna be okay, sweetheart. It's probably not, alright? Like shit happens. What can you do right now? To fix whatever situation you're having in whatever scenario or whatever the case may be, right? What can you do right now to fix what's going on? Because there's been times, multiple times, where I stress myself out about something that's happened 10 days from now. I don't even know. I'm a, I'm an overthinker, right? And I calculate everything. So it's not good when I'm not in the present because I'll think about this situation that's not even happening. I'll think about 17 different outcomes. I'll think about what to do after all these 17 different outcomes, right? I'll have this full blown conversation in my head, right? And this might sound crazy. I'm a little crazy, but not really. Um, I'm just calculated and strategic. So, come to find out, right? It's one of the scenarios that I didn't even think of because it just happened and it went the right way. Right? Like I always think for the worst. I prepare myself for the worst. So that's why, like I've talked about expectations before, and I've talked about expectations before, and like a lot of times, when you do something like that, it creates like this. trying to think of the word. Trying to think of the word. I can't even think of the word right now. But like, it creates like this barrier almost in your mind where you know that you're probably gonna get let down. Um, Dude, that person just fucked me all up. Um, but anyways, yeah, like creating an expectation, right, which I've talked about before, is most of the time like I'll set myself down. Um, just from doing that. So when you start to think about like what's going on in the present, and like for me like overthinking to the max, I always think the worst case scenario, just because like if if the worst comes to worst, I already imagined it going down that way. So that way, like I'm not upset, um, which kind of cooked, but not really, because what are you gonna do? You know. So I have to just, I don't know, but like I was saying, like yeah, when I like do podcasts like this and like pick a specific topic, I use it to help me to better myself. Obviously, like I do it too to like help other people to try and realize like there's more to life once you start to like generate these character traits to become like a better version of yourself. Like everything I've ever done since like my brother died was to create a better version of myself. So like that's why like I'll share it with somebody else, because like if people who really like knew me before know like I've completely changed who I am, and that ties into like me being so hard on myself, because like everyone else can see the change. Everyone else is proud of me, but like most of the time, there's a lot of times where I'm just too hard on myself. I'm like I'm not going hard enough, right? I'm not doing enough of what I need to be doing to continue to build and grow. Um, but that's not the case, right? Because I'll do that when I'm not in the moment, and that's something that needs. I feel like everyone should probably work on. Like I'm not your teacher. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to this. If you don't even like me, then you're just a fan. I don't even know why you're watching me. Um, but you have to just keep doing what's best for you, and learn how to stay where you are when you are, because like I said, like it will that's like the number one destroyer of happiness too, if you haven't like realized that. Like you're thinking about something that's going on 2 months from now, a week from now, 2 days from now, or what happened 2 weeks ago, 20 minutes ago. And a lot of times like it's gonna destroy your happiness, destroy that inner peace, because you're so stuck on to like what can happen or what did happen, instead of like what can I do now to like try and improve the situation for maybe the future, or to try to um, make up for what happened in the past or whatever. Like I don't know, there's millions of different scenarios to what I'm talking about. Um, but I guarantee, like if you use like you use like the power of now, which sounds funny, because like I said, this dude that I know like swears by the book, but it's so true. Like if you use the power of now, you'll start to realize like when you do things in the moment, for the moment, it brings you like a sense of like happiness. A lot of times, like true happiness is found from within, right? I literally just read this is like a quote, picture, whatever. I read it earlier this morning, and it said this dude. I don't remember the exact words, all right, but it pretty much said like this dude asked a stone artist like how he created such a beautiful image with a stone, and the artist replied, the beauty was already inside the stone. I just had to shave off the extra stone, right? It's something like that. It's probably not exactly that, but pretty much like that is like the basis of it, and what was said. But pretty much what I took out that picture as like your own inner happiness is found from within. You just have to shave off like the extra like added nonsense from the outside exterior to really find that inner happiness. And then once you've been able to like achieve inner happiness, you'll be able to achieve a lot more through your own character traits. Like I've done stuff on like self-love, gratitude, all like um wide amounts of. I mean, I don't even know. This is like my ninth episode or something, like six. I don't even know, honestly. Like, I've been so. You know what's funny? I've actually been in the moment for the past fucking couple weeks, so that's why like I haven't been doing these things because like I was on vacation for a week, so I wasn't doing much of anything besides being in the day. Um, but like I've done so many different podcasts on different subjects that if you were, I'm not saying like you got to go back and watch all of them, but a lot of like the stuff that I've talked about are like character traits that I've gained, and I literally gained them like from changing who I am, and it all started with like inner happiness, you know, because that was something that I had to find for myself, like right after my brother died. Like I had to figure out like what makes me happy, how to make myself happy, and then that tied into like self love, and then having gratitude for like still being here and whatever the case may be. Um, those are all things that I had to learn, and a lot of them came from being able to sit with myself and my mind being exactly where my feet are, right? Everything, I mean, not everything that I just said in this podcast like ties into like now, but a lot of it I'm trying to tie into. Plus, dude over here at this crib, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, dropping stuff, and I don't know. That's besides the point. Cause a lot of like these traits that I've learned over like I don't know, it's been like a year and 7 months, right? Anyone could have it. You know what I mean? It's just you have to put in the work to get yourself to where you want to be. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, if you have like depression and whatever the case may be, don't take meds and just fucking do a lot of work. But obviously, like, if you have to take meds, take meds. Like, I'm not ever gonna knock anybody that has to take meds, but a lot of a lot of this stuff that I have talked about will help either improve you as an individual or, I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is there's nothing bad that could happen if you tried to, you know, like be a better person, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of times where like I've created such a good person that like people take my kindness for weakness, and I have to just let it be what it is because I was telling somebody the other day like my all my character traits are just as strong as my on my bad side than they are on my good side, which it sounds horrible, but it's very true. You know, like I'm a kind, good, genuine person today. My evil side is the same on the same wave frequency as my good side, if you know what I mean. So like that's why I try to do such a good job of protecting my peace because like I know what type of man I could be. A lot of these new people who know me have no idea. A lot of my close friends, people who from the past, like people know. You know, like I'm not gonna fucking toot my own horn and say like I'm this badass motherfucker, cause like I've done so much work to like not let that person even show. Like a lot of people that know me now can't even picture it because they never see me, you know, wild out. Like I feel like it could probably happen, but I'd rather it not. You know what I mean? That's why I do such a good job of protecting my peace, and I have to learn how to stay in the moment because if I'm thinking about like what's going on yesterday, tomorrow, and I get agitated about something like that, or I'm agitated behind here, and then someone says something off the side of their neck, I'm using anger that I've built up from what happened yesterday or what's going on 10 days from now. I'm not thinking about like what's going on now. And I'll take it personal because my head's not in the right spot. You know, my head's back there or it's over here. You know, it's not in right now. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's going on like 25 minutes. Um, I'm gonna try to start doing it regularly again. I'm gonna try to get some more people on. If you like it, then congratulations, there'll be more. If not, I don't know. Stop watching me. You just being a fan at this point. But other than that, like, it's been real. I'm always keep it a buck. So you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and that's how it's gonna be. All right.